chemotherapy treatment. Now these are some of the common chemicals used to treat cancer, the chemotherapeutic drugs. A lot of people don't realize that anti-estrogens such as Arimidex and tamoxifen are also chemotherapy. They think that they're in a different group, but all of them have side effects. In fact, this book, which is called The Physician's Desk Reference, is in every doctor's offices. It contains lots and lots of side effects of the medicine. It's very small print, and every doctor has this, but frequently they don't tell you all the side effects of these drugs. Let me just go through a few. Cytoxin is one of the oldest ones. It was from nitrogen mustard, one of the first chemotherapy drugs. Nitrogen mustard was actually used in World War II to kill our enemies. When World War II was over, they said, what do we do with it? They said, let's give it to cancer patients. Maybe we can kill the cancer without killing the patient. But it does its job very well. It kills a lot of people. Cytoxin causes many types of cancer itself. Chemotherapy causes cancer. It causes hemorrhagic myocarditis, that's bleeding around the heart. It causes hemorrhagic colitis, bleeding in the colon, and bleeding in the ureters of the urinary system. And it causes pulmonary fibrosis. It makes your lungs scar down. It also, of course, causes nausea and vomiting and hair loss. Methotrexate has a big black box warning in the PDR, Physician's Desk Reference, saying that toxic reactions can be fatal. Deaths have occurred during treatment for malignancy. And of course, it is also used for psoriasis and rheumatoid arthritis, and yet it is a deadly drug. It causes cancer in animals. It causes ulceration of the mouth, the esophagus, and the stomach. It can actually cause paralysis on one side of the body, convulsions, and renal failure. Now, the anti-estrogen drugs, which doctors generally don't classify in the chemotherapy, are Arimidex, which causes high blood pressure. It causes convulsion, anxiety, blood clot. It causes vaginal hemorrhage, paresthesia, where you have numbness in your fingertips, chest pain, shortness of breath, and vomiting. And of course, a very common one, tamoxifen, also the brand name is Nolvadex, where doctors are sometimes putting people on tamoxifen who don't even have breast cancer just because they have a family history of it. Well, tamoxifen causes uterine cancer, liver cancer, increased bone and tumor pain, depression, ovarian cysts, blood clots in the lungs, cataracts, and retinopathy, problems with the retina of your eye. And then, of course, we have radiation. It burns everything in its pathway. When the immune system is so severely damaged, it has a very difficult time getting well, although if people have had these treatments, sometimes they can change their diet and lifestyle dramatically and get well, but you actually have to try to pull yourself out of a hole once you've had these treatments. So you say, well, how about cutting out the cancer? Doesn't that just get rid of it? Let me ask you a question. If your child has chicken pox and they're very sick, would you go to the store and get medicine to try to burn out those chicken pox? Or would you go to a surgeon and ask him to cut all those chicken pox marks out of your child's skin so then the child would be rid of the chicken pox? Of course not. You can cut those out, but the child still has chicken pox because the pox marks in the skin are only a local manifestation of a systemic disease. That's what cancer is. Cancer is just a local manifestation of a systemic disease. Your whole body is very sick because your immune system is not working properly. So when you just cut out the cancer, you have to realize that all the factors that allowed cancer to develop in the first place are still in your body. Unless you change all of those factors, your cancer can either return in the same place or in a different place, or you'll get some other serious disease. Well, how about removing the lymph nodes? Doctors say, well, if you've got cancer in your lymph nodes, you've got to take them out. If you had an infection in your foot and you developed swollen glands in your groin, would you go to the surgeon and say, take out these glands because they're involved with the infection? Of course not, because those glands, those lymph nodes in your groin, are helping keep the infection from spreading. Well, that's the same thing your lymph nodes do when they're involved with cancer. Your lymph nodes are part of your immune system. When the lymph nodes have cancer in them, it's because they're doing their job. They're keeping the cancer from spreading other places. So if you go to the surgeon and have those lymph nodes removed, you're taking down the little policemen that are at the gates trying to keep the cancer from spreading. Then you get chemotherapy or radiation, which both destroy your immune system, and then after that, the cancer has no barriers at all. It can spread everywhere. So you see, this is not the way to conquer cancer. You need to feed your body. You need to feed your body the nutrition that it needs. People say, well, I have cancer because I inherited it. My mother had cancer, maybe breast cancer, and her mother had breast cancer. Let me ask you this. If you see a very large woman walking down the street, she's got way too much weight on her, and she has a child on either side holding their hand, and they're also very large, do you think those children developed their increased weight because of a genetic problem? Unlikely. You see, mother feeds herself and mother feeds her children. We can certainly inherit these patterns in our lives, but there is a very small amount of cancer that is actually inherited. The way we get it from our parents is the way we learn how to eat and how to handle stress. Our parents, by their actions, show us how to handle stress, and it may not be in the right way. So when your mother has breast cancer, or your mother has any kind of cancer, or there's a cancer in your history, your family history, you will learn from your mother and your grandmother how to eat. And usually, in all of us, it's not good. And in fact, you see, I gave myself cancer. I didn't mean to, but we all give ourselves disease. We do it because we're ignorant. We don't understand that everything we're putting in our mouth either makes us more well or sicker. You see, everything we do, whether we exercise or not, whether we get out in the sunlight and fresh air, these things have a major impact on our health. So when we get these diseases, we have to take responsibility for them. We have to learn how to get rid of the disease and how to prevent other diseases from happening. So these things are rarely inherited. We do it to ourselves. The first thing you need to do is take responsibility for your disease. Again, we don't do it on purpose. I didn't give myself cancer on purpose, but most of us go to the grocery store and we put the cancer-causing things in our shopping basket and we take it home and we eat ourselves into cancer. We also stress ourselves into cancer. And the very things that we do routinely every day give us cancer. As I said, you cannot get cancer unless you have an immune system that is severely suppressed. So what you want to do is learn how to build your immune system naturally. Now let's just take a look at the things that cause cancer. First of all, lots of medications that you're taking can cause cancer. If you look in this big red book that I just showed you, you will see that many antihypertensives and even some medicines given for anxiety and depression actually can cause cancer. Some high blood pressure drugs also cause cancer. Estrogen therapy, estrogen replacement therapy can cause cancer. It can cause an increase in breast cancer, it can cause uterine cancer, it can cause all of these other different cancers in your body. Fluoride, there seems to be a